It's my face, David. That feels like a trick, Brett. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so Kano is here with, I think, the coolest way for kids to learn coding. Crazy, right? But not so much, because as we know, education is more focusing on the jobs of the future being STEM related. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. For those of us that know and love Harry Potter, this is a wand kit that kids will use to create and learn coding 70 times over. First day we've had this Black Friday sale price of less than $50. It is E232840. Look at you living your best Gryffindor life over here.
I'm more of a Ravenclaw
You're a
kind of
Ravenclaw
guy. I'm a
guy?
Ravenclaw.
Okay.
And I saw the Harry Potter place this summer. They put the hat on my head. They told me I was Ravenclaw.
You
so,
know
yeah.
officially. Okay, great.
Yes.
I did the same thing. I'm a Gryffindor, so respect,
It
love that.
sounds awesome.
So this is something that we have had brand new this year that's been really, really popular. This to me, I think, especially if you're a fan, but also you want educational gifts, totally knocking it out of the park here.
So many times you think about screen time with kids and your first thought is, I don't want them watching the silly YouTube videos again and again and again. I don't want them playing mindless games of just jumping here and jumping there. This from Kano, a company that's really focused on the technology, on teaching kids how to computer code. That's what this is all about. This is a coding kit right here. Give you the wand. The kids themselves will be able to build the wand from scratch, put the pieces together, and then you partner with an app, whether it's Apple or Android, and your kids will actually write computer code that's inside of the Harry Potter world. And what's great about that is now when they spend an hour on the computer, you're not thinking they're wasting time. No, they're actually learning computer coding. So as they move back through their school and education, this is something they'll have underneath their belt. They'll say, oh yeah, I created a world of Harry Potter by waving my wand around and using my iPad.
Okay, so how does all of this work?
Yeah. Well, it partners with an application. So let me show you. I'm gonna
Perfect.
roll my iPad around here so you can get a good look at the iPad here. And this is all about Harry Potter's world right here. So we're going to choose the coding wand in Harry Potter's world, and we have a whole list of different challenges. And there's over 70 different options for you to choose from here as you make your way through Harry Potter's world, or you can just simply go into play. So what we were playing before, if you remember the Harry Potter movies, remember the jelly beans?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the jelly beans on the train, right? They could the gross flavors, they were the great flavors. And the way this works is in order to make this happen, you physically have to write the computer code to start everything off. So I did this beforehand and I wrote this code. It walks you through step by step. And then using the coding wand, I actually can make things move around on the screen right here. So for the jelly beans, the way it works is I simply lift up my wand and it makes the jelly beans grow in size. I bring down the wand, it drops them down to normal size. And we can even expand the screen. So okay, Miss Gryffindor, why don't you take the wand?
Okay.
And just point it at the screen.
Okay.
And lift a little flick of your wrist up and down. And then point it down.
Look at all of that magnet.
And just but the reason this is happening right now is the wand has a Bluetooth connection to the iPad. But in order to make it happen, you had to physically write the computer code on the previous step. And what's neat about this, so kids that are fans of Harry Potter, and anybody who's seen one of those movies, you know they're a fan of Harry Potter, they're going to learn to do so many of the cool things that were in the movie. So as Harry was winging his wand around and making the magic happen, you're doing the same exact thing, and you're also learning how to write computer code in the process.
That was so...
like that?
Wonderful. That was so wonderful. And you know what I actually like about this is when we actually went to that park 2 summers ago, we had this kid let us borrow his wand, and we were trying all over to do those little tricks, and we never got one right. Like, we could never point it in the right direction. And I love how you get that little flick of the wrist, you get that almost like that vibrating sense that like, okay, like I did that right, now I want to take it away. To me is a lot more fun. It's not just like a special occasion if you're at like the Harry Potter world.
No, but you're in this magical little world. You can see there, see the little feather that's dancing above the book? As I turn my wrist to the left, as I turn my wrist to the right, I'm controlling the feather. But again, it circles, you think about this, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do on the iPad that's game related, right? Of just, racing cars or chasing the bad guys or things like that. You don't really learn anything doing that. You're just staring at a bunch of graphics on the screen. What you're looking at on this side of the screen right here, this is the actual computer code, and it does walk you through step by step. So Harry Potter fans, this little move right here with your wand, you would use the term Wingardio Levioso. That's the term they used in the movie. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
And actually, if I point my wand at the screen, I'll recenter it here. Wingardium Levioso. And now the spell has been cast, so it didn't do it quite right. Wingardium Levioso. And that would allow me to take control of the feather and have it dance around the screen.
Now, if you don't know why coding is important for children to learn, like why do they need to learn that as like an educational tool?
It's all part of that STEM process that we're
Sure.
seeing. There's actually specific STEM schools all over the country, but it's also something they teach in all schools based on science, technology, engineering, and math. Those 4 pillars is what we're looking at as the future of what a lot of employment's going to be out there.
Sure.
So we're teaching these kids all those important tools. This is a fun way to do it so they can get involved in it at a younger age and to get them to dive in, to learn to do this kind of stuff. And my friend at Kano that I was talking to about this, he made the comment, he goes, it almost feels like we're tricking kids into learning.
Yeah.
Because we're throwing the fun aspect up there. We're throwing the jelly beans onto the screen, and who doesn't like the jelly beans from the Harry Potter movies? And the flicks of the wrist are making those jelly beans get bigger and smaller. There's pixies inside of here. There's bad guys inside of here as well. What's neat about it is there's over 70 different tasks. So there's hours and hours of things that the kids will be learning, and they'll be having fun at the same time, exploring the world of computer coding.
And what ages is this good to start at?
I think we're looking at 6 and above.
6 and above. Less than $50 for our first ever sale price of it this week for Black Friday. Of course, if you love Harry Potter, but you want educational gifts that focus on science, technology, engineering, and math, this is a great option. It's E232840. Teaching them coding in such a fun, magical way early on. QVC.com to place your order. All right, so here's how we started our show with our HP Encore presentation of our Today